Okay, George, they canceled on me. But I want to get my step count in. So I'm recording this while it's still light out. And then I'm going to take a walk and then I'll call you. I'm addressing George directly because I know he's the only person who makes it past a minute mark on my videos. But today's video is reasons why I'm normal. Sometimes people tell me I'm weird. And I used to be like, no, I'm not weird. Like, no, not me. I'm not weird. You know what I mean? Like, but it's honestly, like, I truly believe I'm like one of the most fucking normal people, and just shit gets like projected or misinterpreted, and like in reality, like usually the other person is weird, but they don't know that they're being weird. They don't notice they're being weird. I'm normal. Anyway, this is a list I made actually not recently, so I'm excited to get into it and almost respond. I don't know how much storage is left on my phone. It's rarely a lot. So if it cuts abruptly, that's why. This was from April 3rd, 2023. And fun story about April 3rd, 2023. I had my first panic attack ever. And I had no idea what that was, like what the fuck was happening. I don't know if anyone's ever had a panic attack. I didn't know they felt like that. Like I thought that I was having a stroke. And I was alone in my apartment. And yeah. But I wanted to shout someone out. I don't know if they watch my videos still, probably not, but Vaznaza. I sometimes go back and reply to comments when I remember I have a YouTube, which is usually just when I Google myself. And I'm like, oh yeah. But I replied to their comment and they replied like, oh shit, like forgot about this channel. Hope you're doing well. And I don't know, it just kind of tickled me that like they said that. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Like an hour and a half later, I'm like, I don't know what's happening to me. I'm having a panic attack. But you know, I don't know. Google what a panic attack feels like. So if you are in that situation, like you have one, not having had one before, like you know, because like, oh my gosh, I did not know and I was not ready. Sorry, I know I'm the only person who watches my videos and pays attention to them, but my fucking shoes were like so loud last time because I love wearing shoes in my room. Anyway, reason number one why I'm normal, I'm straightforward and transparent with my intentions. This seems obvious, right? Like, this is one of like the weird things. Like, I feel like I say what I mean straightforwardly. And that's like, if you're assuming that someone's not saying what they mean and they're saying what they mean, that's where the weirdness comes in, right? Because you are gonna get yourself all confused, you know? If you're just straightforward, that's the opposite of being weird. It's literally the opposite of being weird because you're not introducing other factors that are like muddying the message. That's the opposite of being weird. That one's pretty straightforward. Number two, I'm polite. I may not be nice, but I am polite. I feel like there's a difference between polite, nice, and kind. Polite is you are putting energy into making sure something is received without offense. You're not intentionally trying to offend someone. Nice is sparing someone's feelings. And that's not always kind. Because like kindness is like extending trust into someone that they're not going to trust in someone to like receive truth or receive, you know, something without being completely childish about it, right? Like, I'm so well articulated in my head, and I do have a lot of trouble translating that into my interactions with people and my talking to a camera, talking to myself out loud. I swear I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I'm thinking this, I'm like, it's so true, and it's in my own head, and I go to write it down, and it's not as well articulated. So I'm reading more to try to translate my own thoughts, like articulate things better. That is something worth working on. Why am I making this fucking video? Okay. Number three, I'm not interested in hierarchy. And this was one of the most life-changing lessons. This is one of the most life-changing realizations about life that like completely changed everything for me. Like, other people are not meant to be placed in a hierarchy. We are a community. You cannot assign numbers, assign spots along your peers, along anyone. Everyone has something that you don't have, and other people are not your enemy. Other people are not your competition. It is a community, not a hierarchy. You are not above anyone, and no one is above. I mean, like, I don't really think I was above anyone, to be honest, but no one is above you. And that's a huge responsibility, because when you think that everyone's above you, that's you excusing yourself from contributing, and that's you excusing yourself choosing one end of the fucking spectrum to be like, oh, I have nothing to offer, like, everyone's smarter than me, everyone's XYZ, so what could I possibly like offer them? You're excusing yourself from contributing to the community, because we're all a community who can learn from each other and interact with each other and offer each other love and fucking, okay, well, let's move on. Yeah. Not interested in differentiating myself from others. Okay. This, like, when people are like, you're weird, it can be tempting to be like, oh, you just like don't understand me, like I'm different. You know? I feel like when people used to tell me I'm weird, that's just how I took it. I was just like, okay, like, you think I'm weird? Like, I'm different. But now it's just really frustrating, because I feel like it's a barrier to connecting with people, and the entire point is human connection. And that's why I'm trying to be straight. The entire point of what is human connection. And that is why, like, I'm so interested in being straightforward, because I feel like I have such trouble expressing myself anyway. All I can really be is straightforward, and hope that I can make the gap between my mind and my physical like interpretations, my, you know, the way I express myself, as close as possible. And that's what I'm working on right now. I care genuinely about everyone I know, and I truly want what's best for others. And what's best for others isn't always feeling good, but I want what's best in the long run, you know? I'm slumping. But I am vigilant about my desires. This is a new one. I could talk more about the other one. I could talk for days, but who's listening? I'm vigilant about my desires. I feel like this is one of the most important things you will ever learn in life. Being vigilant about your desires. Saying, why do I truly want this? Why do I want this person to think this? Why do I want to be perceived as X? You will learn so much about yourself. I mean, like hearing myself talk, every single time I have a fucking sorry for the language, but every time I hear myself have like a life-changing revelation that like changes the way I see shit, changes my life, it's always the most obvious thing ever. And I'll be like, oh my God, I realized this today. When people are talking to you, that's what they're thinking. And they're just saying what they're thinking. That was a huge revelation. Like, people are just saying what's on their mind. They're not like working in their mind box to like try to get you to interpret one thing or make you think that they are a certain way. Like, they're literally just saying what's on your mind. And when I realized I could just do that, oh my God, life got so much easier. So much easier. Like, that's a really important lesson. And it doesn't feel like something that should need to be articulated. I wish someone told me that. So I'm telling you that when people are talking, a lot of the time, probably the majority of the time, it's just what they think. And you don't have to think about what you're supposed to say in the moment. You can just say what you think, and that can be your response. Oh my God. That changed my fucking life, bro. I'm comfortable with pain and the prospect of continued suffering. This one's pretty self-explanatory. I feel like a lot of people are in avoidance, and this connects with my the last thing on this list. I like to bring shit to its natural conclusion. Like, you need to follow through with your logic, you know? I feel like a lot of people don't follow, like, they don't think about why. This video makes no sense. They don't think about why they're suffering, and that's why you are going to continue suffering, and it's probably going to get worse. And then you get through it, like you go through. Life ain't about feeling good. If you live your life, think about feeling good, think that life's about being happy and feeling good, you're gonna get into trouble. And you run the risk of never realizing your full purpose and desires and meaning on this earth. Life is not about feeling good and being happy all the time. Realize that now or suffer for eternity. I'm not reading that one. Next, I can hold down a friendship. I feel like, you know, when people are like, oh, my biggest flex is this. Like, I've had a lot of friends for like years and years. And how does that make me normal? I feel like it is normal to like be able to, you know, thank people for like what they did in your life, like what purpose they served in your life without sorry if you can see my calendar. There's nothing on it. My pen ran out of ink, okay? I'm doing shit. There's no dates marked. The expo ran out of ink. Okay, I hold down a friendship. I feel like it can be normal if someone's like, you know, not serving you. Not like a good friendship, you can explain that. But I feel like it's like a mark of being able to translate and like be honest in your relationships. If you can be friends with someone as you grow, and you can grow together and like understand someone like as they move to a new point in their life and accept it. That actually feels a little bit mean to say. Maybe you don't have to have the same friends for a long time to be normal. But I don't know. You know when someone's always like, oh, this person left me, this person left me, this person left me. You know, like you can usually see where that's going. This isn't on the list, but I feel like victim mentality, victim complexes are such the most annoying form of narcissism, where you think like shit's just particularly bad when it happens to you, or you have it particularly bad. I feel like that connects so much with like that spectrum thinking, like, oh, everyone's like better than me, so I just don't have to like contribute or work on this. And it's similar, just like, oh, life's particularly hard for me. I feel like that can cause a lot of pain for someone. And I think the root of what I'm getting to is I'm not weird, but I try to live by the laws of God, not the laws of man. And listen to what I mean when I say that. The laws of man take one of the most man things on earth, money. Like, you perform a task or you do something, and then that task is performed or that thing exists, right? And that should be it. And then you get, you know, money for it. And then with that money, you get X, Y, Z. That's the laws of man. Because it's not straightforward. You're jumping through these hoops. But when you live by the laws of God, you're doing things for their own purposes, and it's self-proving. And that's the opposite of weird, right? Right? Like, it's weird to like, oh, like, why are you doing that? Oh, so I can do this and then that and then that. I was like, I'm not saying it's weird bad, but I'm saying it's weird, like, complicated, not straightforward, muddy desires, somewhat unexamined. It's odd. Second, next point, I don't get along with people who are just like me. There's like something screaming in my building, but I don't just get along with people who aren't just like me. Next point, don't ignore shit. Don't ignore shit. What's the point? Oh, that's weird. Okay, buddy? Next, recognize narratives as they reveal themselves to me. You think about your life? You think about What is that? Okay. Yeah, you think about your life. It's a story. Most human thing in the world. Storytelling. Just think about it. Like, what more do I need to say? Does it go much further than that? You know? Okay, willing to be candid and speak about my experiences without altering reality and narratives to portray myself a certain way. This will set you free. Just tell the damn story. Say what really happened. You can correct yourself and be like, and then I realized this, and then I realized this. But, or like, I shouldn't have done this. Whoa, growth. As I'm recording this, I'm realizing everything on this list is like incredibly obvious. Okay. Conscious effort not to compare myself to others, both outwardly and inwardly. I actually don't remember what I mean by outwardly and inwardly, but I think it's like external and internal, like external battles, journeys, challenges, internal battles, journeys, challenges. What is that? I can't tell if that's like a dog or like a person or a car. I swear there was someone screaming in my building, like screaming, like, ah, ah, ah. I could hear it like in my apartment. And then I would open the door, I would open the hall door and I wouldn't hear anything. And I go back in my apartment and be screaming. It's like a kid, like a child screaming, like, ah. Anyway, finally, bring shit to its natural conclusion. I hate when people will like have a logical thing and then they stop it here, but the natural conclusion would be here. But you have to admit something here. You have to admit something here, so they stop it right here. Just admit it. Admit it. I think a lot of people are afraid of the prospect of sacrifice, like sacrificing things in their certain mindset or mentality, admitting things about themselves or the way they live or about the world. And I hope I'm not portraying myself as like perfect or like thinking I know more than the next person. But this is just a series of things that I've noticed in other people that I've made attempts to fix in myself. And that really, I know this is nonsensical and I have deep issues articulating myself. But this is just a list of shit like, I wish someone straight up told me. I wish I could go back in time and tell myself. That's what really helped me in this life. And that's how I feel I made myself normal, consistent, mostly consistent ideology. I think pretty consistent ideology. Like more sure of myself, less, if you're wondering what that is, my trophy bag. I just haven't mounted it yet. Mounted it yet. I like, this is a list of things like, I'm like, if you just follow these like above everything else and don't worry about like external things, just worry about like following these, like, I guess it's not even really stuff to follow, like certain things, but it's actually kind of freeing knowing that like nobody's watching 20 minutes of this, so I can literally say whatever I want. But I really wish someone had drilled these into my brain before, or said these really obvious things that came as epiphanies to me, to my face. But honestly, if someone just says something to you like that, I don't know if it really has the same effect as realizing it yourself through life experiences. I mean, obviously, right? My mom just texted me. Okay. I think that's it for now. I wish I could talk to a human. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I'll call you later, George. Bye.